Welcome to my channel. Make sure you subscribe, like and comment.
Hello, guys. Welcome once again to another episode of of Love and Marriage Huntsville, and we're here talking about season 9, episode 3. Wow, this episode. One thing I'm glad is that I'm so glad that we are over the trip. The trip is done and dusted. That's one thing. At least I'm glad about. We're done and dusted with this trip. I was so done.
Well, I'm just shocked
Um,
that we're at episode 3. I mean, like, I thought we were a little bit further along, but I remember they took a long break, so it's kind of hard to kind of keep your mind on really what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But I'm here with you. I'm here with you.
Um. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the episode. We saw the continuation of the girls' trip. At this time, they're talking about Tricia and Martell issue. Like I said, I did not like that they brought it up when Melody was there. It was unnecessary. Um, but those ladies, when it comes to somebody else's issue, they want to talk. But when it's their issue, it's become, oh, you're bullying me, or you're over talking about my situation, that kind of thing. It did not make sense to me. But something else that did not make sense to me also in this episode that got me confusing is that Melody did an all white party. I would say I would give a very big congratulations to Melody for making this trip. At least there was less of fighting. Um she did an amazing job. At least they had a little bit of fun. It was not so much drama. So I commend her for that. I do commend her for that. Now, that being said, when the Melody was giving a toast and talking about, how the trip was, everybody was saying things like good things about Melody, and Destiny from nowhere being like, "Oh, I don't like this kumbaya." Like, did you feel that statement she made in her confessional was directly to Melody, and she didn't like the way the ladies were kind of like, happy that the trip did not go as horrible as they thought that it would be, and everybody was singing praise of Melody? Do you think it was that, or she was just upset about the situation of her and Sonny that made her make that statement?
I don't know. When Melody was making the speech and everything, and everybody was going around the room, I'm reading Destiny's face. Destiny had like just a stank face. I mean, it was like, ugh. Like, she didn't like what she was hearing. She didn't like the space that she was in. She was feeling some
Mhm.
kind of way, you know. And I don't, I don't really see Destiny as a genuine friend. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. It seems like she's, sometimes you have people around you that just want to be around you
Do you know what
because
I'm saying? I just
they
don't.
they like the space that you're in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they want, if it's not just to copy your style or imitate how you act, they want your life, you know. And I think Destiny is jealous. She knows the only way she can stay on that show is to get close to Melody. Melody is not having it. She's like, okay, yeah, all right, I accept your apology, and I accept who you are from what you showed me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't think Destiny's really liking that, you know. And I just see a bunch of fake liking. I'm gonna like you because hey, I need something from you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, you can only tell the person's body language and their eyes. I'm telling you, oh, I'll be reading people. You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
And you know why I always say one thing about this group of women is that a lot of them do have but double standards, and we've said about it, and I think we've discussed about it one of the days we're reviewing the show where we talked about the double standard in everybody's personality on the show. Now, where
right,
I feel like double standard played out in this episode was also in that dinner. And everybody, she was like, Destiny was not like, okay, I didn't like the fact that my friends were talking about somebody having a child for my ex. My first question, I had so many issues with that discussion. My first question is, why wouldn't she have a child? She's married to this man. What, like,
agree.
this is your ex. Move on. And two, she's been like, Nell, why was Nell asking her about the child stuff or whatever? And the fact that my problem was that she is dating allegedly. Let's put allegedly, right? Let's put allegedly so there will not be any issues.
Right.
Allegedly, she is dating Nell's son. So how can you, as in, it's like it looks somehow I'm dating someone's son and I'm sitting down in front of the mother of the person I'm dating and I'm literally talking about my ex in such a emotional way. It, it doesn't look well. Even
Right.
I feel like as a mother, if I should sit down and listen to my son's girlfriend talk about her ex in an emotional way, there's something that will be going off in my head like, is this girl for real? Does she really have love for my son? You get. So I
Mhm.
didn't know how Nell sat down all through that and listened to Sun to Destiny, get so emotional about an ex. An ex, not like they were dating before, an ex. Yes, the situation was not nice because that was her friend, but he was and he's still an ex, right? And
Right.
another part of that conversation that I found a problem with was that, when Destiny was saying something, and Sonny now will have facial expressions like, like being like, just be done what you want to say. I know you just want to come for me. And Melody chimed in and was like, yeah, you gave her the face, and it wasn't looking sincere. But there's something I want to say. There's so much somebody can apologize. Like, I apologize to you once, twice, three, four. At one time, the apology, I would even get tired of the apology. And I think Sonny has gotten to the stage that she's tired of apologizing, you know? And
Mhm.
Destiny using it over her head every single time she sees her. Like, you're using it over her head every single time. Like, get over it. Heal. Now, the final thing that hits me in the head in this whole conversation was
Okay.
when Destiny was trying to make a point for herself, being like, as Sonny was like, you know what, I've apologized. I understand that we can never be, friends, but we can be cordial. Just kind of, she was making a statement in that kind of line. And you know, Destiny was making an argument like, oh, how am I supposed to trust you when you say something and you go ahead and do something else? You apologize to me, then make that face tomorrow. How am I supposed to trust you? And I was like, that is the same thing you're doing to Melody.
Right.
You apologized one day, the next day you're doing something totally different from the apology you gave. And you expect Melody to be like, oh yeah, let's be kumbaya. But you're saying the same thing that Melody has been saying to you, that you know what, your mouth is saying something else, but your facial expression is saying something else.
Right.
Or you say something else today and tomorrow I'm seeing you do something else. So I cannot trust you. Now you're using that same line on Sunny. It is giving me double standards. Effing double standards. Because if you are complaining that Tony is apologizing to you 1 minute and behaving a certain way that I don't like the next minute, you also do the same thing to Melody. And if you do not find Sonny doing that, you found Sonny doing that annoying to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that Melody all this while never found what you were doing annoying? So for me, that was pure double standard. When I watched that part, I was like, you know what? Wrap it up. That was pure double standard. Destiny was not supposed to say that. And that's why I'll be like, sometimes I want to feel sad for her. And she just be like, I just look at her and be like, this lady is not for real. So those are my points that whole conversation between Destiny and Sunny. I don't know if you agree with everything I said or you feel a certain way different from.
Well, no, I do agree with what you said, but I feel like if Destiny isn't talking about Sunny and Moses, what storyline does she have? I
Mm-hmm.
see they're creating a new one for her that Martell says that the baby looks like him. So that could be maybe a new storyline for her right there. You know what I'm saying? If she wants to grasp at something, but other than that, what storyline does she have?
Mm, yeah. But it's tiring. Like you went off for a whole season and you're coming back just for you to have a repetition. Like me, you coming back, I wanted to see growth in your life. You coming back, I wanted to see where you are at life, where you are in marriage, in emotions, in relationships, in everything about your life. I'm not here to hear about your. This is all through the episode, season 8. It was Sonny Moses, Sonny Moses, Sonny Moses, Sonny Moses, Sonny Moses, Sonny Moses, Sonny Moses. Now we're in season 9. This is the third episode, and still Sonny Moses, Sonny Moses, Like, I don't know whether these producers don't get it. As yes, it was intriguing to us in the first, second, third episode of the episode 8. Everybody was like, coming for Sonny, but it gets tiring. That's when you
Yeah,
start seeing people being like, yeah, I want to defend Sonny now because this is becoming crazy.
yeah, yeah. For a
Like,
person who wasn't bothered, you know what I'm saying? And I, it's just showing bothersome them to me. You know what I'm saying? And another thing,
mhm,
how many times is she gonna say, "Well, we were friends," and the girl said, "No, I never considered you as a friend. I wouldn't keep saying we was friends then. You
mm,
know, we were business associates. I would retitle that because you're telling me you weren't my friend. So I'm not gonna keep saying we were friends, but we were friends. No, we wasn't friends. Okay, cool. Let's call it what it is.
mhm,
So I can't feel sorry for Destiny. You know what I'm saying? I think Destiny is a filler, a extra, you know, like
yeah,
a paid extra or something. You know what I'm saying? Because she has no foundation. You know what I'm saying? What is she doing that's so fabulous in Huntsville? We haven't heard nothing else about her little Madani shop that she had. Wasn't that the name of it?
yeah.
What happened to that?
She has not given a proper, like, she has a lot of stuff. Funny enough, let's be realistic. Destiny has a lot of storyline to give.
Yeah.
If she wants to give.
Well, maybe she don't want people in her business like that. Then why be on the show?
Boy, you are always in other people's business.
Well, I'm just saying, maybe she doesn't want to let everybody in like that. But I'm saying that why be on the show? It's a reality TV show. This isn't like a soap opera where you read from the script. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
This is your book. You got the pen
Yeah.
in your hand and you're writing your own book. Can we see what you're doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell is going on? It's like a secret diary, and she's the only one with the lock and the key. And when she writes in it, she closes it real quick before we can even see what's going on. Like, what the hell? What you getting paid for? You're an extra at this point.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that did you see the new I don't know whether you saw the new when they were doing the intro of the cast members. Finally they've removed Stormy. I don't know. Did you catch a glimpse during the episode where I think during the intro after the last week on Love and Marathons, where they put in they showed the cast members. Stormy is no longer there. Then we had Destiny by like being put forefront as one of the cast members, and I don't think there's Sonia Moses anymore because we didn't see Sonia Moses there.
Mm,
So it was Destiny, and I'm like, okay, if they remove Sonia Moses, what else is left for Destiny?
exactly. Exactly. I think I heard something about where Marceau said something about Trish won't be there next year on the show. I don't know if you've seen that. I seen kind of like something of him saying that.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know of that.
yeah, yeah. He was talking
Wow.
to Letitia.
Oh, on the episode,
Yeah,
today's episode, yesterday's episode.
yes.
I think he was talking about the fact that when Mattel asked Tisha to come to his house, and Mattel was like, when she came, she was different from what he expected, and he didn't want to hit that, something like that. I think that's what he was talking about.
I don't know. I'm gonna rewatch that, and then I'll address it again next week so we can clear that part up.
Okay, but anyway, let's move forward. Now we got to after the trip. Ken and Trish having a conversation. That conversation. Oh my God. That I see. It was giving for me. It was giving. I just want to cause problem. I just want problem. I just want to dish out problem because there's some things that was said in that conversation that was not needed. First, you were asked about the trip and you were like, oh, there's this person that was too much in the air. Yeah, Shanita. Oh, she. And it was like, who is Shanita? And he said, oh, it's, I think, one of these puppets. And I'm like, what the heck is wrong with these people and calling anybody that is on the side of Melody being a puppet? Can't you just be a friend in peace? Because
Yeah.
I know if I'm with my friend and somebody is coming for my friend, I would support my friend. I would fight for my friend.
Right.
I would. So does that make me is that not what friendship is supposed to be about? You're there for your friends. No matter the weather condition, you're there for your friends. So I don't understand just because Shanita decides to be there for her friend, you guys start labeling it puppet. But she left because Stormy was going. Is she not a puppet to Stormy? If we want to start labeling friendship as being, yes, no, let's be truthful. If we want to start labeling friendship as puppets, as people that are being puppets, shouldn't we be calling Tricia a puppet too? Because Tricia literally left the trip because Stormy left, right?
Hmm.
So that also makes her a puppet to Stormy.
True.
Since we cannot differentiate between what a friendship is and what a puppet is. But anyway, that's just me. What did you feel about her calling Shanida a puppet just because she stood up for her friend? Yes, you stood up for your friend, and let me say this right. Standing up for your friend doesn't mean you're gonna be right. You get. I know that sometimes you stand up for your friend and you are in the wrong, but you stood up for your friend, right? Standing up for your friend might not always be right, but her going as much as saying that, oh, or you might, yes, Shanita might not have done it the right way or said the right words or done the right thing, but calling her a puppet because she stood up for her friend does not make sense.
Yeah, well, first I felt that, like I thought about as soon as she said that, I said, "Oh boy, she gonna get it at the reunion." You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, but already done the reunion already now, so
yeah, but I'm just saying, I know that comment is gonna come up, you know, and I don't think that what's Melody's friend's name?
Shanita.
Shanita. I don't think she's gonna appreciate that comment at all. You know what I'm saying? Because where was that energy during the trip? You know what I'm saying? You gonna wait till you get back home and say what you gotta say, but you wasn't saying it there. That was the time to say whatever you felt. You know, that's how I feel. You know, and no, she don't know what type of relationship that um, Melody has with Shanita. She doesn't
Uh-huh.
know. Hey, if they hang out, if they at each other's houses, they be like, "Girl, come over. I cook such and such." "Girl, come over. Let's hang out at the jacuzzi or at the pool." Or she don't know what they be doing as far as their friendship goes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just because it was never introduced to the show before doesn't mean, you know, that they friendship was never established before, you know.
Uh-huh.
So I just thought that was just kind of like a low blow, and I don't think that it's gonna stand well once Shanita finds out about it, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that maybe she kind of said that to deflect some of the stuff that she knew that her dude was fixing to possibly come at her to make her look like the innocent one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where he's like, "Oh wow, so they were really on you, huh? Wow, that Martell stuff again. Oh wow, you know what I'm saying?" But she didn't
Yeah.
tell me she was out there playing dodgeball with the truth. You know what I'm saying? she,
Oh my God.
like you tell one lie, you got to remember it. And, then you try and add on to it. Then you got to remember that. That's why, hey, I just rather tell the truth that way. It's said the truthful way the first time, and there's no add ons, you know? That saying that they say now, I said what I said. Okay, I'm going to say the truth every time I said what I said. See, but she keeps
Mm.
switching. "Oh, well, I left that out because, I didn't think that, you know, I should have said that part." Or it just seems like y'all just hiding too much stuff. But I told you, I read body language, girl. I read eyes and body language. I know what you're doing. I know what you're thinking. You can't pull the
Yeah.
wool over me. Mm-mm. Nope, nope, nope.
Yeah. And another thing that got me thinking in in that conversation was when she decided to bring up the fact that the lady started talking about her and Martel meeting up and the whole situation. Then she was like, okay, Ken was like, they are not the first person that during a separation found somebody who they kind of fell in love with, which is true. They will not be the first person during a separation that found love, or they won't be the last people, right? But when They were not talking about the situation, and she was like, "Yeah, Melody did," and I'm like, "How did you know Melody did? Did Melody tell you? Did Melody have a conversation with you? Did Melody? I don't understand. Why did you have to bring Melody into that conversation? Who told you that? It only lets me know that yes, you and Mattel has a friendship, because it's only Mattel that will want to push that agenda that Melody did something with somebody whilst they were separated. So for her to have brought up that stuff and said, "Oh yeah, Melody did," that alone let me know that Trish is not somebody that I want to look to and be like, yeah, she's a very truthful person. How did you feel about the fact that she mentioned or grouped Melody into the conversation, or the fact that Melody also, kind of had somebody else during the separation between her and Mattel?
Yeah, well, Trish knows more than she's telling us about what she knows about Melody and Martell's marriage and
Mm-hmm.
why they had their problems. Because look, that late night talking and that late night working out, you know, like what kind of workout did y'all really do? You know, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, y'all was talking about a lot of stuff. Matter of fact, she probably was over there more than a couple of times, you know, because
Yeah,
he seems like sexually he gets bored quick,
yeah, he does. He looks like
you
that.
know. Yeah, so he just moves on, you know. And then I could have swore I heard him say something that like she wasn't cute enough or something. He
Yeah,
said.
yeah, in the episode,
Oh
yeah.
my God, what a
Last week's episode.
narcissist. What a narcissist. What a creep. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
you are not like GQ, the most handsome man in this world. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You have some looks, but okay, the personality isn't there. So then that makes the looks get downgraded in my book. You know what I'm saying? You're not a
Yeah.
nice person. He's not a nice person. You know, so how dare you say that somebody ain't cute enough? Well, you're not cute enough. Your attitude isn't cute enough. Your personality isn't cute enough. Your demeanor isn't cute enough. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Shit. So that kind of made me mad. Yeah, it kind of made me mad.
Mm.
Like, you know, you just body shaming these girls, face shaming them. You're, you're cheating on your spouse. Like, dude, like, uh, he's a mess. He is a real mess, a piece of work.
He's a real mess.
Yes, he's a piece of work. You know, but yeah, I just, I don't know. We can go to the next subject.
Oh my God. Anyway, moving forward. Dave and I talked about the Marcus and her ex-husband and her. They finally meet up. Mm. Now, how did you feel about that scene when Marquez just said, "You know what, I want to," after they had the conversation? The whole conversation was like boring, boring. That was how it was for me. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, yeah, yeah, I've heard of this before. Let's move forward. Where's this going? And it was like, you know what, I just want to make everything okay. So I brought the papers right here, and he brought the paper and just put it on. I was like, okay, you can sign. Just have to get it notarized. And my first question is, I don't know, is that how you guys divorce, without conversations? Because I know they have kids. I think there's conversations that's meant to be had. A lot of things that's, I don't know. Maybe because of the movies I watch. I don't think divorce is that simple. That, oh, I think the only time divorce is very that simple is when there's no kids involved. Even with no kids involved, there are still some properties or kind of things, that is still involved. But at least with no kids, it's easier. But you guys have kids and you're just signing the divorce like that. Is that how it's done there?
Well,
Or maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe because of the dramas I watch. So I'm kind of confusing the dramas with real life.
well, put it this way. I helped somebody get a divorce and they had no kids. It took almost 2 years and there was no property involved. So there was nothing to split. You know what I'm saying? She had a good
Yeah,
job. He had a good job. Both of them had good jobs. No kids, no
yeah.
property. It took 2 years because she kept lying about the amount of money that she was making. She was doctoring her checks to give to the judge. To the judge, she said, "Hey, look, I'm about to call human resources and get it straight from them because I don't believe that you've been making $12 an hour for the past 15 years." So years, and that's when I started for somebody that I know, my brother, uh, and I drew up all this paperwork. I went to court with him every time I showed up. You know what I'm saying? Um, and me personally, I've been divorced before, and I got kids. Um, and it's a such thing as an parent abandonment, but in
Mm,
my case, it wasn't really an abandonment. It's like I put his ass out, you
yeah.
know, and I changed the locks, and you know, I did what I felt that I had to do in order to, because once I got married and I had kids, this is my family. So when
Mm-hmm.
you're not no longer a positive force in this family, you gotta go when you're disturbing my peace. I just don't believe in that. I don't care whose daddy you are, so and I did my own divorce. It took about a good year, because the property that he had, I didn't want. I didn't want half of nothing. The only thing I wanted was my kids and my last name back. That was it. I'm not looking for no handout over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know how to do what needs to be done for me and mine, without begging or scamming. You know what I'm saying? That's not even in my
Mm,
vocabulary. I'm a hard worker, always have been. You know what I'm saying? And I'm intelligent
mm,
and I'm blessed. That's first off. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
all that other stuff, yeah. But yeah, that's how divorces are over here. It just depends on if the other person is willing, and if you can't find the other person and you tried, you keep sending stuff and you keep showing up in court, the judge will say, "Hey, this person isn't showing up," after a while, and the judge will say, "Okay, I'm gonna grant you this divorce."
Mm,
So there's different lengths, to it, and there's different circumstances.
yeah. Okay.
No, it's not
Mm,
all it's not all Hollywood.
yeah.
But it took them forever to get their divorce. And I think it was best on him to, because he said it was messing with his mental health. But he got to
Mm-hmm.
understand he's the one who became the abandoned parent.
Yeah.
Just because you're not in the house doesn't mean you don't interact with your kids. Not unless there was violence going, for the mom and the kids, then I understand. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Or some type of incest or something crazy like that, then I understand. But
Yeah.
hey, just because, hey, we're not getting along, we're not going to be together, we're separated, you don't separate yourself from your kids. That's what I'm saying, you know,
Oh.
and, and be glad that, hey, it's a man that stepped up. He's not over there beating your soon to be ex-wife. He's not bucking up in the kid's face. He ain't stealing their stuff. You know what I'm saying? He ain't eating
Oh.
all the food. He ain't working, sitting there playing the video games all day. You know what I'm saying? Be glad that you got a step up type of guy that's there. Because it was your choice and your job to teach your man, your son, how to be a man, and your daughter to go after a man who stand up. But you threw the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Oh.
uh, it was a sad situation to see that, but you know, Trish
Yeah,
has
and the
moved
way he was
on.
crying.
Yeah, Trish has moved on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She has moved on. But has she moved on? Because I was reading her eyes, I was reading her body language.
Oh.
You know, she still
Do you
has.
feel like she has not really moved on?
No, she really truly hasn't. Trish is complicated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And,
What caught me off guard? Sorry for cutting you short. What caught me
go
off
ahead.
guard was the part when she said, "Oh, I didn't expect him to bring this just like that. I know he still has a little love for me." I was like, "So are we?" As I'm confused. You wanted it. You were so, pushy for it. Now he has done it. You are saying you don't expect it. That particular statement, like you said, caught me off guard.
Yeah,
What you can go
yeah.
ahead and continue what you're saying.
Well, no, I was just saying, excuse me, excuse me. I was reading her body language, and I was reading her eyes. The eyes, even though she had the lashes on, I still was reading the eyes, and that's not a dig, but I'm just saying, I was reading her eyes and I was reading her body language. She still cares about this dude. You know what I'm saying? She, I,
Mm,
I, I would even say to the point that if she could mish the two of those together and make the perfect man for herself, if she could, if it was at all possible, she probably would try it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because I think she still has feelings.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and honestly, if I could say this, I just don't see Ken and Trish actually marrying, and I think
Really?
things, yeah, I think it's gonna blow up way before then. Yep, where
Oh,
Ken's gonna be just like, you know what? I thought I could do it. I thought you was the one, you know, but I see that you not telling me everything. So how am I supposed to, be down with this? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because he seemed like he's a pretty stand up kind of guy, and she just seemed like she be tap dancing and evading and giggling. Well, you never know me, or well, I didn't go over to his house. We worked out. I was supposed to train him. Like, girl, he's not gonna take that. Uh-uh. I don't see it happening, but we'll see. We'll see.
Mm. I guess we'll see as the episode or as years come by whether it was a success. Now, I think we just had the whole episode was just the girls telling their men what was going on in the trip. Now, the one particular conversation I want to talk about is Tricia and Marcel. And she was like talking about the fact that Melody kind of insinuated Destiny as is or still sleeping with Martel. And they also talked about the respectful cheating part where she was like, Destiny said Melody was teaching the side chick how to respectfully cheat. Now, one thing I want to say, or I want to, what I want to say is I was surprised that Masao came in defense of Melody in the board situation. He clearly called it out. Like, I love what he said, that he doesn't believe that Melody will do that when it comes to the respectfully cheating. And I loved that he stood up for Melody. How did you feel about that conversation?
Well, that sounded crazy. Why would I teach somebody who has destroyed my home how to disrespectfully cheat on my mate? That doesn't make sense, you know.
Mm,
So I'm glad that Marceau spoke up on Melody's defense, because he know he don't want to have no more one-on-ones with Melody about any of her business, because she already told him, stop acting like you one of us. You know what I'm saying? When people ask me
mm-hmm,
about you and your wife, I tell them nothing. I zip my mouth. You know, so he don't want another conversation with her. You know, so I'm glad he spoke up. You know, because to the ear that don't even sound right. It just sounds twisted. You know.
mm, yeah. For me, I was so glad that that made my whole episode, like seeing him being like, you know what, all those conversations are just rubbish. I don't believe Melody did any of that. I don't know. Is there anything specific I want to talk about in the episode? Because I kind of, this is where I want to round up.
Um. Well, basically, we kind of covered everything, because I said earlier about where Destiny didn't have really a storyline, but Marceau even mentioned why the guys were talking. Uh, Martell mentioned that, what's her baby's name? Justice?
Mm-hmm.
Law? Justice? Okay,
No,
Justice. Law. Okay,
no, 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 no.
looks just like him. Okay, why would you say that if you haven't been all up in the oven? You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
I wouldn't
yeah.
even I wouldn't even say that as a joke. If I was a guy, I would say that as a joke. Your baby look just like me. Well, not unless we've been together. Martell don't just say stuff just to say stuff.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And it just makes me think that Huntsville can't be no more than what? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look it up on the map and see how many square miles that place is.
Yeah.
Because I swear, I think everybody knows everybody, and once upon a time, everybody done slept with everybody. You know, they got the
Yeah.
same social circles. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. But I'm gonna have to look that up geologically and see for myself, because I like to know. But other than that, I think we've talked about everything. But I can't wait to see what's going on, because Kimmy was talking about everybody who's cheating, all of it needs to come to the surface. So, ooh, it's gonna be some stuff coming out. I can't wait.
Mm. I literally can't wait for everything that will explode. Those that's gonna touch on, those that will live on with their health intact. But I feel like mm, let's just see. I hope something about Carlos and the producers, they tend to deceive us. Then we'll go ahead and watch the episode and be like, "What the heck is this?" So yeah, like I don't want to over exaggerate, then get my my hope tarnished.
Yeah.
Get so let me put my expectations low so
Okay.
that they would like be like I would be like, oh wow, I shouldn't have put my expectation low. So I don't want to put my expectations so high, then it end up being a disappointment of an episode. I don't want to do that.
Okay.
But anyway, but anyways, guys, thanks for joining us on another review of Love and Marriage Huntsville today. Make sure you join us same time next week for another review of Love and Marriage Huntsville, and also join us tomorrow for I don't know if I'm able to make it, but I hope I am. The Real Housewives of Potomac. Thank you very much, Living for my girls, for joining us today.
Of
We'll
course.
see you guys same time next week. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye.